Hey everybody, it's Mr. Kramer here again for another screencast, and we're in lesson 6.6, and the heading for you is parallel lines with the transversal. So go ahead and write that on the top of your notes, 6.6 parallel lines with the transversal. And this is a pretty big lesson. There's a lot of notes to write here, so get your writing hand ready, and we're going to go through quite a few vocab words here. So first thing we want to think about here is what does this word transversal mean? And if you think about the root word or kind of the prefix or trans, it kind of means going through. And so if you draw a picture of parallel lines there on your paper, and you put your little arrows on there to show that they're parallel, a transversal is a line that cuts through at any angle those two parallel lines. Okay, so draw that picture, and then off to that side there, put the word transversal next to the orange line up there, which is transversal. So it cuts through. Then if you look at what happens there, and if you think back to 2 lessons ago when we had this kind of thing happening, 2 lines that were vertical angles, and there's 4 angles that were created there. Let me put that red line back. Now what we've got is we've got 8 angles that are created, because we've got these 4 angles off that, and then these 4 angles out there. And so we're going to be dealing with a lot of angles today and looking at the relationships between those 4 angles. So you don't need to put those numbers in now. We'll make another picture of that later on. The other thing, the other area and 2 words that I want to introduce to you right now, other than transversal, are relating to this picture. The words are interior and exterior. The interior is the space between the parallel lines. So jot that down, interior. I'm going to color that whole thing yellow, just so you can see where the interior is. The exterior, 2 parts here. It's the part above the transversal. That's an exterior part. I'm going to color that teal. And then below, this is also the exterior. And the reason these words are going to pop back up this whole lesson, really, and the next one as well, and we're going to be talking about different types of interior angles and different types of exterior angles. So kind of take a mental snapshot of that picture. We're going to see that a lot here in this lesson. Okay, what I'm going to ask you to do next, I'm going to do this down below, is draw another picture of 2 parallel lines, and I want you to make this one a little bit bigger. 2 parallel lines, and just do your best to make them the same kind of angle that I am as well, and then draw a transversal going through those parallel lines. And then number all of the different 8 angles the same way that I do. So number 1 is up there, and then I'm just going to go clockwise around, so 2, 3, and 4. And then number 5, 6, 7, and 8 down there as well. And make those nice and big so you can see it. We're going to be coming back to this picture a lot. And then the second thing I'd like you to do in there is just somewhere off to the side here, label interior, and then label the 2 exteriors. So you can see those as they apply to the different words that we have. All right. First word, and you're going to see some patterns to these. I'm going to move this down and then be coming back to the picture many times. We're going to be looking at angles. And the first angles that we're going to look at here are angle 1 and angle 7. And if you look at where angle 1 and 7 are, they're both on the exterior. And if you look at the side of the transversal they're on, 7 is on the bottom side of the transversal and 1 is on the top side. So they're on alternating sides. And so we call angle 1 and angle 7 alternate exterior angles. So I want you to go, and I'll come back to this picture quite a bit, but your first word is alternate exterior angles. And what we mean by alternate is they're on alternating sides of the transversal, and they're both on the exterior. There's always 2 pair of alternate exterior angles. The ones I mentioned already were angle 1 and angle 7. And if you look back at the picture, the other set here is angle 4 And on the alternate side of angle 4, also on the exterior, is angle 6. So angle 4 and angle 6 are also alternate exterior angles. Angle 4 and angle 6. I'm going to have you write this down, then we're going to come back and do an example a little bit later. So make more sense in just a little bit. Make a huge note under here. Alternate angle exterior angles are congruent, or they have congruent measures, meaning they're the same. So if angle 4 is 45 degrees, so is angle 6. Angle 1 and angle 7 would have the same measure as well. Okay, I'm going to take these colors off because I'm going to use them for my next vocab. But those are alternate exterior angles. Now, next word, kind of alternate exterior angles sibling, it's going to be alternate interior angles. So if I go back to this picture here, and I pick one of these angles that's on the interior, let's say for 3, the one on the alternating side, also in the interior, is angle 5. Both on the interior, on alternating sides. So the next vocab word is alternate interior angles. So really similar to alternate exterior, obviously. So we have alternate sides of the transversal, and these are both on the interior. Alternating sides both on the interior. So if you look back up here, the ones that I highlighted already were angle 3 and angle 5. The other one, let me write that down so I don't forget. So angle 3 and angle 5. And then the other pair of alternate interior angles are angle 2 and angle 8. So you can see they're on alternate sides both on the interior. So add that pair as well. Angle 2 and angle 8. Just like alternate exterior angles, these have the same measure as well. So add this note, congruent measures. And I know I'm going kind of quick through these things, so if you need to pause it and catch up, totally fine to do. So alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, they have the same measures as each other. And we'll get to some of those angle measures in just a little bit. So I'm going to take these colors out. Next word is going to be kind of a combination of one interior and one exterior. So I'm going to have you look at angle 1 and angle 5 and look at the relationship. Now we're not on alternating sides anymore, we're on the same side. One is on the exterior and one is on the interior, but they're not touching. So angle 1 and angle 5 have a special word, and the word is corresponding. So vocab word number 3 is corresponding angles. So corresponding is oftentimes the trickiest one for people. So here's our definition. Number 1, they're on the same side as the transversal. We have one that's on the exterior and one on the interior. And then put this kind of in parentheses. They're not touching. If they were touching, they'd just be adjacent angles. And these are not touching. So if you look back, I'm going to highlight this one again. There's 4 sets of corresponding angles. Angle 1 and angle 5. I'm going to color different colors here. Angle 2 goes with angle 6. Those are corresponding. So 1 and 5 and 2 and 6. Let's jot those down. Angle 1 and angle 5. Angle 2 and angle 6. And then there's 2 others. On the bottom side of the transversal, angle 4 is corresponding to angle 8, right? Same side, one interior, one exterior. And last but not least, angle 3 and angle 7 are also corresponding. So 4 and 8 and 3 and 7. Okay. Corresponding angles, just like alternate interior and exterior, are congruent. So write that down below. These have congruent measures. So there's the three biggies. We also have same side interior angles and same side exterior angles, but we're not going to get into those part in this lesson. So those are the three big vocab words. Now let's talk about those measures. Right down below this, I want you to make another picture of those two parallel lines, and I'm just going to make them at a slightly different angle. So make these angles, and this time I'm just going to make a little sharper angle with the transversal, so do something like this. And then on this part, I'm going to have you put that angle up there. That's an acute angle. Let's just call that 50 degrees. And then our goal is, I'm going to give you one of these angles, and there are 7 other angles. You should have all the knowledge you need to fill out all the 7 missing angles based on what we learned about vertical angles last lesson and what we have learned about these second angles in this lesson. So here's the way of thinking as you go through these. Think back to vertical angles 2 lessons ago. If this angle is 50 degrees, so is this one 50 degrees. So I'm going to fill those 2 in there. Now look at the pink line. If this angle, which is a straight angle, and this part's 50 degrees, the rest of the 180 degrees, so think 180 minus 50, that's going to be 130. Therefore, this chunk is 130. And if this angle is 130, then the angle it's vertical with is also 130 degrees. Right? And if we covered up this chunk right here, that's what we learned 2 lessons ago. Now, apply the new learning. 130 degrees is alternate exterior with this angle down here. Therefore, this is 130 degrees. Right? And I could have gone a number of ways. We could have gone alternate interior to this 50 or alternate interior to this 130. I just picked that one. And you're going to see why in just a minute. If this is 130, well, automatically this is a 130. If this chunk is 130 there, the rest is 50, and this is vertical with 50 there. There's a number of ways I could have connected that pattern there, but if you look at these, notice that these 4 angles are the same as these 4 angles because these 2 lines are parallel. And as long as this is a line, right, which is a straight geometrical figure cutting through those 2 parallel lines, you get the same 4 angles here and the same 4 angles there. Okay? So that's the math behind it. Math isn't that hard. It's really vocab. Now, I'm gonna ask you to pause the video here in just a minute. Here's what you're gonna do. Look at this figure here, and I want you to identify all the alternate exterior angles, all the alternate interior angles, and all the corresponding angles amongst this picture right there. Okay, pause it right now and do that. All right, we're back. What I'm gonna have you do is copy down this picture right now, and go ahead and pause the video if you need to. And oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Oh, gosh, pardon me. What I'd like you to do is fill in all the missing angles, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Fill them in, pause it when you're done, or pause this video right now, and then check in to see how we've been doing. Okay, let's see how you're doing. So if this angle is 120 degrees, mathematically, here's where I'm going with this next. Supplementary angles makes this 60 degrees, because we know these 2 need to add up. Then we're using properties of vertical angles, knowing that down here has got to be a 60-degree angle, and down here's got to be a 120-degree angle. Thinking down here to angle D, I can do any number of ways. 120 is alternate exterior with angle G, making this 120 degrees. Or I could have thought, you know what, 120 is corresponding to angle D. In any case, that's also 120 degrees. If that's 120, the other part of this is going to be 60 degrees. And vertically down here, it's going to be 60 degrees. Your classwork and practice is going to be a whole lot of identification amongst all these vocab words, corresponding angles, alternate interior, alternate exterior, plus you're going to see same side interior and same side exterior. And I think you'll be able to figure out what those are based on the explanations here. So I'm getting to be close to out of time here, so keep practicing these and using your notes to go back and use those and fill in the different angle measures. All right, that's it, everybody. Thanks a lot.